Follow me into the dark.
Hey weirdos, Dead is Better here. I know it's been like forever. I know I could give like a million and one excuses, but honestly, YouTube is just something I do for fun. It's honestly, I have really bad anxiety and fairly severe depression, so if I'm feeling bad, it's kind of a way to just get my mind off whatever I'm feeling bad about and just go ahead and, talk about whatever I want. And I don't care if people like it or listen or not. So, if I'm sure the title has kind of given this away, but I did a thing in September and got a tattoo. Contrary to probably most people's belief, I am much older than I typically get aged at. I don't know. People guess me to be a lot younger than I am. I'm gonna be 31 in November. Dirty 30s, y'all. It's really not that bad. It's not that bad. But I just got my first tattoo, and I know a lot of people are kind of like, well, why did you wait so long? And I'm like this late bloomer in the tattoo world. Not that you're ever too old to get a tattoo, honestly, but I'm definitely a late bloomer in that regard. And to just give some background, to be honest, I just couldn't settle on anything. Like, if I would have got every tattoo that I would have wanted, I would have a lot of tattoos that I think are really stupid now. And I'm not justifying and saying I won't one day think what I have is stupid, which I'll show you in a minute. Again, you probably saw it on the thumbnail. But I went and made the tattoo appointment in June for September. I did that because I swim a lot. I'm out in the sun. I am ghostly. The lighting in here is actually making me look not as pale as I truly am, but I am pale. So I burn to a crisp after being in the sun for like 20 minutes without sunblock or sunscreen on. So I didn't want my tattoo to get sunburnt. You can't swim or submerge it in water, and typically what I swim in is like a lake, or I guess it's kind of a pond. We call it the lake, but it's nice, sandy bottom and clean, but there's fish and stuff in there, so it's dirty. Anyway, I made my tattoo in June for September, and then that day came. It's actually almost been like 2 months now. It's kind of weird. I feel like when you first get a tattoo, it's like almost when you change your hair color, get your hair cut, or just change something physical about yourself. Like, whenever you see yourself in the mirror, see that in the mirror, you kind of forget about it. You're like, what is that? Or I look different. What is it? And it's like a haircut, or in this case, a tattoo. But I'll show you the tattoo. This is it. I'll just kind of stand up for a second so you guys can see it and not make an ugly thumb double chin face. But this is it. I love my artist. She is gonna be my artist going forward. I'll keep my shirt up so you can kind of catch a peek, maybe. But I got it here mainly because, per my tattoo artist, a lot of YouTube videos I watched, a lot of people that I know that have tattoos recommended that as a pretty decent spot to get a tattoo. I know for me, like, I appreciate tattoos that have some like deep, like I don't know, ingrained meaning. This doesn't truly have a super deep meaning. It's stuff I like. I like witchy stuff. I like spooky stuff. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know that. But I got the planchette. Again, if you're new, I collect Ouija boards. I have all kinds of Ouija stuff. I adore the Ouija board for its history and the macabre and the creepiness. So I have a Ouija planchette here. And then a witchy hand. I love these black fingernails that she did that kind of add that kind of dark factor. The eye, kind of like for the all-seeing eye. Granted, I know that's normally in your forehead is the location. But I don't know, I liked it. It was just something I wanted to add for like that palm reading, like fortune teller type of vibes. The rings don't mean anything. They're just, I just thought it would look pretty with rings. The only thing that's, you can't hardly see this one in the camera, but I have 2 runes on the pointer finger. This one is for prosperity, and this is just an overall protection rune. The only, I guess you could say, deep meaning to this tattoo is I got it on my left arm for a particular reason. There's right-handed and left-handed magic, depending on what you're reading. Aleister Crowley boasted a lot about that, about right-handed and left-handed. Right-handed is typically more positive light, white magic. Left-handed is typically more dark, like necromancy, black magic, like chaos magic, stuff like that. So that is why I got this on my left arm, because the Ouija board is so like dark and cliche and scary to people. But yeah, overall it was a great experience. I know the question I get, of course, most commonly, whether like when people see you have a tattoo or tattoos or piercings or just body modifications, of course their first question is, did it hurt? I mean, yeah, it hurt. Was it unbearable? No. And I know this is an easy spot. This is not going to compare to a rib tattoo for me. That would be pretty significantly more painful. Also, everyone's pain levels are different. I have a pretty high pain tolerance overall. Let's not kink shame, but I mildly enjoy pain to a certain extent. So fun fact about me. So it didn't bother me on a scale from 1 to 5, with 5 being absolute excruciating, I'm going to fucking die, and 1 being like, I can barely feel that pain. Overall, it was about a 1.5, honestly. I know the next question I get is, especially, of course, from people who don't have tattoos, obviously, what does it feel like? It's kind of hard to describe if you don't have one. Like, the feeling of getting a tattoo is not like anything I've previously felt. So to me, like, a tattoo feels like you're getting a tattoo, but that's not a very good explanation. If I had to think of something, I would say if your arm was sunburnt and someone was like pinching your skin with like between their fingernails, that's kind of what it felt like. Some areas, like the shading, was more like scratches, like if you had a sunburn and someone was just like steady doing this on your freshly sunburnt skin. It doesn't hurt. For me, it was kind of more annoying. Like, it didn't burn. I was expecting like a bee sting, is what I heard people say like over and over, cat scratches with that burning sensation. It didn't burn for me. I don't know if that's the area I got or if that's just like how my body processes pain. I was obviously really nervous when I went into the shop because I wasn't expecting the tattoo to be quite this big, which I wasn't mad about it. I would have told her if I didn't truly want it this big, but that's what we went with. So that's what I went with. I trusted her. She told me I could set through it. She even offered to do the outline first and see how I felt, and if we wanted to break it up into 2 sessions, she would totally do that. I didn't do that altogether. This beauty took about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. We took 1 break, so she did the outline at about 45 minutes to an hour. We took about a 10-15 minute break, and then she shaded it all in. And then I went home with my instructions, etc. I'm not a professional on healing tattoos. My tattoo healed very well. The only place I scabbed, I was really worried like the whole thing was going to turn into a scab. I don't know. I heard, depending on how your body heals in the area, I'm sure differs. But the top lash line of the eye scabbed, which was weird because I figured like the fingertips would scab. And then this little interior shadow of the cuff of the sleeve scabbed a little bit. But that was it. It did get flaky and dry, ashy, if you will. But But what my artist recommended to me is I put Aquaphor on it for the first 3 days, and I did that 2 to 3 times a day is what she recommended to me. She did advise not to just overly slather it on, like you didn't want to put like an inch thick layer of Aquaphor or A&D ointment on it. Just enough to like keep it moisturized and, you know, help with the healing process. She did not tell me to wrap it. I also left the shop and it was not wrapped. I don't know if that's good or bad or indifferent. It didn't affect how my tattoo healed. And I literally went home. I didn't have to stop at the store, so I wasn't really exposed to like germs outside of the germs in my house. And I wore a shirt like at night to sleep in that was a big baggy oversized shirt, so the sleeves like went down to about my elbow. So this wasn't rubbing on my sheets, which I freshly washed before I got my tattoo for that reason, but this was never really out touching my sheets. It didn't bleed a lot of ink, like a little bit. And like when I took a shower, I was so scared to take a shower because I take really hot showers. So I first had to adjust my water to not be like scalding hot. And I was expecting this to like hurt so bad when the water touched it, and it really wasn't that bad. I kind of like cupped the water over it gently. I did wash it. Like I took a shower the following morning after getting a tattoo, but when I got home, I just like very gently washed it in my kitchen sink after I like cleaned the sink out and stuff. But I used Cetaphil or Cetaphil, the face and body wash. Is for sensitive skin. I had it on hand. I use it for my face. Just in general, my tattoo artist said that was fine, great. And what you typically do is after 2 to 3 days of the Aquaphor or A&D ointment or whatever your tattoo artist tells you to do, is you then moisturize it with an unscented mild lotion. Like Lubriderm, Aveeno, anything that's unscented, and I would recommend something as natural as possible as you can get your hands on. Now, I asked my artist this and she approved it, so don't come for me. My artist said it was fine and my tattoo is fine. Was to, I have a friend and he makes like homemade body butter. It has cocoa butter, shea butter, coconut oil. It's all natural stuff. He makes it in his kitchen, and I have a scented version, but I also have an unscented version. So I asked her if that would be okay. She actually recommended that over stuff that has a lot of processed chemicals in it. I put a very thin layer because the body butter is like coconut oil that I used or that he makes. It is almost like solid, and then when you rub it in your hands or it heats up, it turns oily or liquefies. And I would just put a very light layer on that. She did tell me a horror story about a client who got like an infected or clogged pore from over moisturizing, either with the Aquaphor or with just the moisturizer, and it did not end well. There was like a big nasty hole in the tattoo. She didn't tell my artist that this was happening when it started. So she advised me if anything weird happens, even if it's not something that's truly weird, but that I think might be weird, to call her. Nothing weird happened. My tattoo healed fine. Within about 10 days, it was pretty much not peeling anymore. Honestly, the day after I got my tattoo, my arm hurt worse than the night of in the process of getting it. Like, my muscle was just sore. Like, I felt like someone had, like, frogged me, like, all over my arm. And in my opinion, she wasn't super heavy-handed. Maybe she was. This is my first one. I don't know. But I'm ready to get another one. I'm definitely, like, addicted. I'm not going to go super crazy. It's only been 2 months, but I want to get one kind of in this spot here, like, to fill up this. And I have a couple ideas. But yeah. So just to recap, I made my appointment very far in advance. To me, this tattoo in this spot did not hurt. Again, you might be different. This might be the worst spot for you, and then your ribs, you might be like, this doesn't hurt at all. Everyone's different. But yeah, I'm happy I got it. I don't have regret or anything about it. Granted, it's only been 2 months. But yeah, another thing, you might notice that my hair is considerably shorter. It used to be about to my waist, or really past my natural waist, like almost to my hip bone. And I got it chopped. I got about 4 or 5 inches initially cut off of it. And then I was like, you know what? I think I can go shorter. And this has grown out. It was a little shorter. I've had it for about 2 months. It was originally more like here. So it's grown out quite a bit. And my hair is green, but y'all know I change my hair color all the time. So it's Beetlejuice green for Halloween. If you're wondering where I got this is Killstar. And my shirt says, "Cheers for nothing," which is also from Killstar. I'm not sponsored. I wish they would. That would be dope as fuck, but that's not gonna happen. So yeah, if you have any questions about my experience that maybe I didn't answer that you're curious about, let me know. I will say, if anyone cares, I don't personally want color tattoos. I think all my tattoos are going to be black and gray. I have my design picked out for the one that I want to get here. I think I'm probably going to start a sleeve of some sort, at least start filling up my arms. If the arm tattoos go well, I have a bigger design that's mildly based around Pet Cemetery for my thigh that I want to get. Yeah, so those are my two, but a lot of spooky tattoos in store for me. But yeah, I'm gonna try. I know I'm not gonna promise anything. I'll try to be better, guys. It's been a long month. I have a lot going on in my personal life, which I know, whatever, like everyone does. Like, quit bitching. I get it. But I have my anxiety and depression's been really bad lately, and Mercury's going into retrograde on Halloween, so that's super neat. But I feel better now. I'm totally okay. Like, it wasn't anything dangerous to myself or others. I'm just sad, sometimes, and it's one of those things where, like, I feel like people who don't have anxiety, and my depression is driven by my anxiety, they're like, well, just don't be sad, or like, just don't worry about things. And I'm like, gee, I never fucking thought of that. I just won't worry about it. That's not how my brain works. But yeah, I'm gonna try to be better about videos. I thought about doing a Halloween makeup tutorial of, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have, first of all, already seen this, already seen my hair, and already saw my possession makeup that I did with my, I included my original Annabelle doll, my old school Raggedy Ann doll from the 60s. She made an appearance in that costume. If you want to see me do that, that's cool. I also have sclera lenses, so if you want to know more about those, the full black ones that cover your whole eyeball that are low-key awful to put in, but once they're in, they're cool. I'll be happy to talk about those. I might do a review on those lenses anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna quit rambling and just like talking nonsense. Just ugh. I haven't talked to you guys in so long. I'm just trying to get it all out. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any video suggestions or something you want to know about. Let me know. If you want me to start doing like spooky makeup tutorials every once in a while, I'll throw those in too. But as always, creeps, don't get scared. Bye.